Y'all, oh my gosh, I truly apologize, but hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Y'all, we are DIYing a tiger's cage today for my baby's party. Sorry y'all, I did not do an intro. So we got these like science fair boards from Walmart. I think they were like $3 and some change. Yeah, so for the tiger's cage, I measured out how tall the table was. I'm gonna need two, so I have an 8-foot table, so I'm gonna need 2 of these boards and I'm gonna glue them together, but I gotta cut the height of it. So I marked like where I need to cut. So I'm about to cut this to make it long. Alright y'all, so I literally just measured the height of the table, but I highly recommend when you do cut this with a box cutter, which I do recommend, make sure you don't cut all the way through so you don't cut your floor. You can cut it standing up. So I cut this to size. Now I gotta do the free form and just cut it to make it like a, not a circle, but the open part. So I'm gonna do like a little free form design and connect the two so we can, yeah, I don't know y'all, we gotta figure this shit out. Y'all, I am not an artist by any means, but I will recommend you all to make the frame a little bit thicker. So I literally just did like a free form line kind of thing, but make it thicker because I made it too thin and it did make it a little bit harder, but this was my first time ever making something like this. You see how it's falling apart and stuff? So you're gonna have to glue that. So make sure you make it thicker. All right, y'all, so for the tiger's cage, Indy is going to, we're using this little styrofoam wheel that I got from Walmart. And she's gonna paint these so that they can stand up and dry. Y'all see Indy painting? She's painting the sticks for the tiger's cage. They gold.
It's alright. The glitter just gonna stay?
Yeah, I gotta wait till they dry. Alright, so the gold paint I use is this metallic whatever it's called. Metallic paint. It's 871 pure gold. So we got this for the tiger's cage, and I got this from Walmart, and I got them sticks from Walmart too. Okay y'all, so you're definitely gonna have to do a couple of coats on this, and I do highly recommend the little styrofoam wheel that I also got from Walmart. I was gonna use that as the actual wheels for the tiger's cage, but I decided not to, so we just decided to use it as a stand. But it helps so that you don't have to like keep flipping it over and stuff like that. Alright, so y'all, so the table that I'm going to use for this is an 8-foot table. That's why this is so long. But this is the tiger's cage, and then the gold slats are going to go right here. So I'm going to use this little little paper plate for the wheels like this, but I got to cut a design out of them first. And then we're going to paint these gold and put them on that end and that end. And I gotta glue these together with something. Tape them, glue them, something, because they came apart. Because I broke it. I definitely broke it. But it can be fixed. It can be fixed. Alright y'all, so to make this wheel, I literally used one of these little plastic cups and put it in the middle and drew a circle around it, and then I just drew some little petals, kind of like a flower for real, around it, just to make the wheels look a little bit more than just like some regular wheels. I wanted it to look very artsy and very, very cute. So yeah, but it came out really cute. And then we painted it gold to match the gold that you will see in a little bit. With the little stars and stuff like that I'm going to put on the tiger's cage, and to match the poles. Alright, so you know what I'm saying? You got to sand everything down. So sand it down so that your edges are not rigid. Okay. So to get these back together, I have some white duct tape that I'm going to use, and I'm going to put it over that. And in the middle. And where the creases are from like the science fair board, I'm gonna do those and that one. So I'm gonna get all of these. I'm gonna just put it together. Okay, so for everywhere that I saw a crease, I put some goddamn duct tape. I'm not gonna lie to you, to make it a little bit more sturdier, even though it really didn't. But this is why I was saying earlier to make your frame thicker, because when they're thin, then they don't come out right. Also, I mean, we made it work though, but also we did not put the cage together because that was 8 foot that I would have had to like store somewhere, and I ain't had nowhere to store no 8-foot cage until the day of the party. So we just kept it in 2 pieces, but we did paint everything. And I would also suggest doing 2 coats. So this is what it looked like so far. And then I'm gonna make a stand to go inside the tiger's cage because this is gonna go on the table, like connected to the table. So I'm gonna make a stand for the tigers to sit on so they won't be just sitting on the floor. Out of some scrap pieces that we used from the tiger's cage, from the boxes. So from the popcorn boxes, I'm using these pieces and I'm cutting out something to make a stand on, so it's gonna, like, it gotta be like this size, and then you're gonna just cut it. You just need something small. And then so I'm using 2 of these long ones, and then I cut these little pieces right here. So I'm gonna cut some more, 2 more, because I'm gonna need 4 of them to make the stand, and I'm gonna hot glue gun them together. So I told y'all about the gold paint, and then I have for the sticks. I had the gold paint that I showed y'all earlier, and then I put this over top of it. So this is just some glitter. This is by Fortfield or whatever. Glitterific. It's 11863 gold. So it's glitter acrylic paint. So it's gold. So it just went over top of these and made it a little sparkly. Alright, and then for the pink, I used Princess Pink, and all of this paint and all of this stuff I got from Walmart. So I used the Princess Pink by Apple Barrel. It says satin. It's Princess Pink, so 21956E Princess Pink. Okay, y'all, so I did have to put a few coats on it. It was either 2 or 3 coats. And also when it dries, it gets a little like, not sticky, but like clumpy. It kind of gets clumpy, the kind of paint that I got. But it's totally up to you to know like how sparkly you wanted it. I wanted mine really sparkly, so that's why I put so many coats on it. Alright, y'all, so these are dry now. So I'm gonna put the wheels on them. I'm gonna put the wheels on, and I'm gonna put a little star, like a couple little stars over there. I got some gold little stars. These right here, which are also from Walmart. But I'm gonna put these little gold stars over in the corner at the tops, and that one. I'm gonna put the wheels on. I think I'm gonna try to put these sticks on there. We will see. Oh no, I gotta wait because I gotta cut them. And then I need to hot glue gun the stand together because the stand is done, so I just gotta hot glue gun it together. So we're gonna do that next. Okay, y'all, so for these daggone plates, y'all, I used some cheap little plates, and they were very flimsy. Once you put the actual like tiger's cage up, they're gonna like bend. They're gonna fold under the tiger's cage. So I would suggest using some styrofoam like I suggested before, but yeah, do that first. Okay, y'all, so this is the stand that I was talking about for inside of the tiger's cage, or behind the tiger's cage, so that the tigers are not just laying on the floor. And also, y'all, I made some little reinforcements out of more cardboard so that it would be a little bit more sturdy, because like I said, it was very flimsy. So like on all of the creases, I just put more like reinforcements on there, and I hot glue gun them there. And then I also like hot glue gun the sticks on there, and I also taped them on there just to make them sturdier so that they won't fall off, because I had to make sure. The tiger cage is done until Saturday, well, until Friday night, because I gotta add the other piece in the middle of them to make them 2. well, to make them one, but this thing is long. It's 8 feet, and we don't have nowhere to store it. So I'm gonna keep it small, and I'll do it Friday night. So that's done for the most part, and then it's upside down because the wheels, I gotta figure out how to do them because paper is kind of flimsy. So I'm gonna make like a little stand for them, I think, like a small little short little stand for them, so they won't be bending like that.